What is up, Nephilim? This is the Chig coming at you from Sanctuary with another D3 build guide. Today we are going to go over the last Inarius build, finally. This is the Greater Rift Speed Farming build. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite ones. This is a good one to put together to farm your LOD build, to farm your Traggles, to get ready to do your LOD build. This is a good build to start with if you get these items first. Okay, so before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Anything you can do to help out the channel for free. Don't forget we have a giveaway given up. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a copy of D4. How you enter is by being a subscriber to the channel. You like and comment on any of the videos where it is mentioned. And for each video that you like and comment on, you will be entered one time into the giveaway. So like and comment on as many as you can to get as many chances to win as you can. Anyway, let's hop straight into it. Let's start with the Mantle of Channeling, which has strength on it, because hey, while channeling Siphon Blood, only one of those that matters, you deal 20% increased damage and take reduced damage. And then we're using 5 pieces of the Inarius set. The head, the feet, the legs, the the chest, and the hands, because we're using the Mantle of Channeling shoulders. 2 set, bone armor deals 1000% increased damage. We don't care. 4 set, bone armor grants an additional 3% damage reduction per hit. That actually helps. We like extra damage reduction. 6 set, this is what matters. Bone armor also activates a tornado of bone, damaging nearby enemies by 1000% weapon damage. Not that important. And increasing the damage they take from the Necromancer by 10,000%. Now that's one we're going for. The necklace, we are using Haunted Visions. Simulacrums now gains 1% of your maximum life every second and last forever. And they will duplicate our Blood Nova. We're using a Strength pair of Ancient Parthan Defenders because I don't have anything else to put here. You could also use the Guardian set if you wanted with the bracers and the belt, but I like Dainty's Binding and APDs, so you can do whatever you want there. I'm using Dainty's Binding. You gain 47% damage reduction when there's an enemy afflicted by any of your curses. We're using Aura Frailty, so they're always going to be afflicted. Convention of Elements, rolls around, deals more damage. We know how this works. Up to 200% damage increase to a single element for 4 seconds. So since there's only 3 elements we can do, this is up 33% of the time instead of 25% of the time. In Crisbin's Sentence, you deal up to 100% increased damage against slowed enemies, triple this bonus against enemies affected by other types of control impairing effects. So we have a stun, so we're going to be doing that. Funerary Pick, Siphon Blood drains blood from 2 additional targets. Each target takes increased damage up to 300%. Unless there's only 1 target, then it gains double the increased damage. The bonus to Siphon Blood Power Shift is now 20% per sack and benefits all skills. So we'll go over that in a little bit. Iron Rose, attacking with Blood Siphon has a 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova, which is the whole way the build works. After cumulatively losing 10% of your maximum life, your Death Nova deals 49% increased damage for 60 seconds. This stacks up to 10 times, so just going to be doing increased damage all the time. Alright, so let's talk about the gems real quick. We've got a cooldown gem in the hat. This particular build doesn't really need cooldown, so if you wanted to, you could roll the socket into Vitality. I'm not rolling any of my gear. I'm just kind of leaving it so you can see that it doesn't really matter. Your gear doesn't have to be that good. My intelligence is 10,000. I don't have any paragons in my intelligence. You just need the gear. You don't need the stats. And then we're using intelligence gems in the other 5 sockets. We're using Bane of the Powerful because we do not need Bane of the Stricken for speed runs. Using Zai's Stone of Vengeance for stuns. It's going to give us extra damage, and it's also going to give us damage reduction from the Ancient Parthan Defenders. And then we're using Bane of the Trapped because everything's going to be slowed because it's going to be in melee range. We're using Blood-Tied Blade. Death Nova deals 400% increased damage for every enemy within 25 yards, up to 25 enemies. So the bigger the stack, the bigger the boom. Stewart's Greaves, you gain 100% increased movement speed for 10 seconds after using Blood Rush. We're going to keep this up basically all of the time. We are going to be running around, blowing stuff up, deleting the screen. This is a very fun build. Ring of Royal Grandeur reduces the number of items needed by 1. So Mantle of Channeling is wearing, so 5 pieces to get the 6 piece. Alright, the skills. We have Aura of Frailty. You are emitting an aura that applies a crippling curse which kills enemies within 15 yards or less of 15% HP. Death Nova, spend health to unleash a Blood Nova that deals 450% weapon damage as physical to all nearby enemies. We never push that button, ever. Blood Rush Potency, it's going to give us armor for 2 seconds after we dash. We're going to be dashing around pretty frequently. Siphon Blood, heals you for 2% of your total health every second, which is going to come in handy, and your damage is also increased by 10% each time damage is dealt, max 10 stacks. This lets it go to 20, so stacking that up is actually going to give us 200% increased damage to Blood Nova, which is insane. Bone Armor, this is going to stun enemies when we use it for 2 seconds, and it's also going to give us 30% damage reduction at 10 stacks. And then Simulacrum, we're using Blood and Bone, so we get 2 Simulacrums that are going to be casting our Blood Novas. Swift Harvesting increases the attack speed of Siphon Blood by 15%, just more Blood Novas. Spreading Malediction, you get 1% increased damage for each enemy affected by one of your curses. Anything that's close to us is affected by a curse, so it's going to be increasing our damage. Final Service, in case we get one tapped before we get everything started. And then Standalone is going to give us 80% increased armor because we have 2 minions active at all times. So let's go ahead and do a 90. You can do much higher than 90. I just show most of my things on 90 if it's feasible to do so. So we're going to dash, we're going to do that, we're going to pop Simulacrums, and we're going. So, yeah. This is literally all you got to do. You find mobs to kill, pop your stun. Honestly, you don't even have to pop your stun on trash ever. You're going to delete trash all the time. So keep your dislocation until it's about to either fall off or there's an elite, because you pop it on the elite and then you can one-shot the elite, right? Like, your damage on this build is obscene. The only thing you struggle with on this build is going to be the Rift Guardians, and that's only once you get way higher. And then you switch over to Bane of the Stricken anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. For the most part, this build is super easy, super chill, super fun. I really enjoy using this one to farm because you don't really have to think. You just dash around, and when you see mobs, you press Siphon Blood, and that's all you got to do. Stun the elites, one-shot them, keep rolling. Juggernauts are a pain in the butt because they can't be CC'd, so they don't take as much damage because, you know, you got 2 multipliers that give you extra damage. But see, there was a Juggernaut, and we killed him almost instantly, and he wasn't stunned because he's a Juggernaut. So, you know, this build is obscene, and like, you don't even have to really think or try to play it. You just you can almost just hold down Siphon Blood if you wanted to. This is one of those builds. Like, you don't ever have to actually worry about doing anything. It's fun, it's fast, it's effective, you know, everything you want in a farming build. You have to change very few things to make it into the T16 build. I already brought that around and showed you guys. So here's the Guardian, and stun him and he's dead. Just over 2 minutes on a 90. Probably wouldn't have been much slower on 100, but I like to show 90s because 90s is a comfortable farming spot for everybody. Anyway, yeah, go out there and put this one together. It's super chill, super easy, super fun. It will help you farm up the other sets you're trying to do. And yeah, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget about the giveaway, and go get those legendaries.